Good morning or afternoon. Yesterday we had a couple of notes to finish to get you ready for your quiz tomorrow over Article 6, which is the judicial branch. Tomorrow in class we'll play a Kahoot to get you ready to go for that test. There are several term links that you need to know for that quiz tomorrow. All of these are on your big test. We're going to go over your study guide today to make sure that you're in good shape. So, here we go. What's the term length for a Supreme Court judge? It is justice, but what is the term length? How long do they serve in office? So in the Supreme Court, in the federal Constitution, yes. However, it's Illinois Supreme Court judges. Close. It's 10. Nice job in the back. Appellate court judges. It's 10. Good job. The next one is not 10. So this is where it gets like where you have to, it's not 0 either. It's 6. And associate judges are appointed for a term of 4 years. Now, if we're learning about our notes and then going over them a little bit at a time, that is the key to doing well in a high school social studies class. So, finish up this POD. You should have 10 PODs at this point in time. If you don't have 10 other PODs, could be 11 if you added in what was your favorite thing over spring break. It could be 9 if you only started doing the Illinois Constitution things. I'm going to give you 3 points for every POD that you turn in on test day. So your notes that we didn't quite finish yesterday, well, I need you to take those out. If you don't have one, one will be provided to yourself at no cost to yourself. So, this was the slide that we didn't get to. The eligibility requirements in the judiciary. Luckily, to the substitute taking over my classes this afternoon, thank you so much. This is my favorite class this hour. I left these copies on my desk. If you need another judiciary, this is the quiz. This is what your quiz is over tomorrow. If you need one, I've got one for you. It's just the last slide that we need to answer. So, eligibility requirements. What's missing? I think we said this yesterday.
I need one of those.
Can you go to the one
I got you. So take a second. We'll hit pause. So, from the notes at this point, we'll just pause the recording and because there is a possibility that they got this done. So, our last adjustment that we need to fix here is Evan Owens. Evan Owens is no longer our state's attorney. Our new person is Abby Din. No. Don't worry. I've got it. Abby Din. So she is the person that will be prosecuting you if you commit. So, quiz tomorrow over the judiciary. Today in class, what we're going to be doing is going over all the questions on your study guide that we will discuss, that we have covered up until this point. So, here is your updated study guide. I didn't have an updated picture of this. So, as we go through and we answer these questions today, this is your guarantee to get 100 on your big test. So, your test on here, if you want to write a date, May the 9th, a week from today, our big Constitution test. If you study this, you'll be fine. You'll have to write them down today. Will you give one to Dave Taylor? I know. I'm working on it. So, as we're working on our study guide today, our goal is to get all of these done in class. Okay. Anybody else need one?
Yeah.
You should have two stapled papers together. I see a couple didn't get stapled. Okay, so I've got several pictures so you can see today. Look. Never go for the ball, right? Look. Okay, so in class, we'll have to write quickly. I'll speak legibly. You can't talk in the background because it may affect the microphone. If you're on the first slide, here we go. Sorry, I forgot to say pass those back. Hey, girl, hey.
Are these supposed to be like staple?
That's weird. Did you take the staple out? Here. Yes, never self-incriminate yourself. Let me have that. Unstable. All right, so as we go through quickly, we'll skip the ones that we've not gone over, like number 1. That's federal constitution stuff. We'll cover that in Articles 7 through 14, which we'll start covering tomorrow after on Thursday after we've done the judiciary quiz. So tomorrow, you're prepared yourself as much as you can for your judiciary notes. We'll play Kahoot, then we'll take a quiz. I may be in the track meet tomorrow. My very last one, I won't leave you again. Sorry in advance. Dale Fowler. Who is he?
Oh, no.
He is our state senator. He's from the 59th Legislative District. Kwame Raoul is number 3 on your study guide.
You should give me a list of things besides.
So this is matching on your test, so that may help you. I think our go-to thing was that he gets all riled up in court.
Oh, he's a general attorney.
He is the Attorney General. I may abbreviate to make sure we get done. Michael Free Riches, Treasurer from the state of Illinois.
Oh, isn't that what it is?
Susanna Mendoza, yes, because you're Free Riches, you get a treasurer.
That one I don't know.
Susanna Mendoza is the Chief Fiscal Officer, the Comptroller. Mike Bost is in Articles 7 through 14 notes. We'll cover that soon. There's about 10 that we won't answer today, so we'll skip them. I'm sorry in advance. Please skip them on your paper. Alexi Janulius is number 9.
No, she's number 7.
He, but let's not assign
Oh,
his
what's
gender.
a key?
Let's not assign his gender. He is the Secretary of State. Dave Severn? Oh no!
After Quintor's?
Ah.
That's the state representative.
I fixed it on your paper, I didn't fix it here. He is your state representative from the 117th district. State representative from the 117th district. I fixed several of these on the Smart Notebook page, but I didn't fix that one. J.B. Pritzker. He is like the governor, almost exactly like the governor. He is the governor. And we just did Franklin County State's Attorney. Who is she? The Den Lady. If that helps you. Are we good with this slide? We can pause if it's going to take them a second to go over. Take about 10 more seconds. Three, 2, 1. Slide 2. So this is just a picture of the bottom half of this study guide. If it bothers you that it says true or false on the study guide, this is what you can do. This is just a study guide. It's not a carbon copy of the test. It's not A for true and B for false. It's, if you can answer these questions, you're going to do well on the portion that's true false. There are 49 true false questions on the Constitution test. So, is discrimination allowed in Illinois? No. Where's our 5th District Appellate Courthouse? This is on your quiz tomorrow also. Please ensure that it's neither true nor false. You'll have to answer several questions, so this is almost like a short answer, but on your test, it will say true or false. Discrimination is not allowed in Illinois, and you'll put true. However, these are questions to help you get ready for your test.
It's true.
Where is the 5th District Appellate Courthouse?
Yep.
Mount Vernon.
I totally guessed.
Well, we have 2 courthouses that's going to be on your quiz tomorrow. One's in Benton, one's in Mount Vernon. The appellate one's in Mount Vernon. Circuit Court is in Benton. What's eminent domain? I think of the guy from Mr. Frederickson. The government must pay
Fair price.
for your land. And it must be a fair price, but you don't get to decide what that is.
Okay.
They can take your land, but they must pay you a fair price. Who gives the State of the State speech every year? You can say no, but they use the eminent domain clause in the Illinois Constitution saying, hey, we're gonna take it, you don't have to take the money, you can burn it or bury it, but we're taking your land. If it's for a greater use. Now, my question is, and we may deal with this on an individual basis, can they say, hey, we're gonna build a high school where your house is right now? We need your property?
No.
It's a gray area. We'll see. Who gives the State of the State address each year? It is the governor. What's the purpose of a primary election? Nominate candidates. They pick the best Republican and the best Democrat. Thank you, Ms. Brown. I'll see you this afternoon.
Yeah.
He's lying. He's leaving you.
Oh yeah, that's right.
But we're recording this right now, Brown. You're on camera.
I'm
Ish.
mixing it up.
Who takes the oath of office is a federal Article 7 through 14 thing where we'll get to it. What's the duty of the legislative branch? Make laws.
True.
Duty of the State Board of Education, and the is one that's we'll cover later. What's the name of the Illinois legislature? We don't call them Congress, we call them the General Assembly. And please don't abbreviate the word assembly. Insert dad joke number 5. Thank you. Are citizens protected from self-incrimination, double jeopardy? Yes. Which means what? What's self-incrimination? You don't have to tell on yourself. You have the right to remain silent if you have the ability. You have that right. What's double jeopardy?
You can't be tried twice.
Can't be tried twice. After they have said, hey, you're innocent, you don't have to be tried again. How many judicial circuits are there in Illinois? Now, this is on
Yellow.
quiz tomorrow.
Yellow.
There are 22 judicial circuits. We're on the
22 in the word yellow.
2nd judicial circuit. It's a tough one. What's the order for gubernatorial succession? If the governor dies, our acronym is GLASS. So here's the governor, there's my gubernatorial. If the governor dies, the lieutenant governor, no, the attorney general, and then the secretary of state. I would, because it's gonna ask it just like that on the, if you wanna put glass, and this is your study guide, put glass.
What about loss?
The loss would get you maybe somebody else in there, might be a problem. Are we good with this slide? We can pause the recording if we need to. Moving on. Thank you, Sutton. Who approves gubernatorial appointments? This was the most missed question on your Article 4. Thank you, Senate. Do citizens have freedom of speech to assemble in religion in Illinois? Yes. What are the voting requirements in Illinois? There are 2 qualifications. First is age. How old? 18. And there's a residency requirement. In Illinois, that's not stipulated. But you have to live there for 30 days before the election. Can you vote while in prison?
No.
No. How often does legislating redistricting occur?
Every 5 minutes.
Close.
No, it's every
10 years. Every 10 years, what do we do? That's what she said. Good job. What do we do every 10 years? What does the federal government do? Starts with a C, ends with an census. Yes, it's a miracle. So the census, they count how many people there are. So that is the qualification. They redistrict every 10 years. Who has supreme executive power?
Me.
Governor. Are you guaranteed a trial by jury?
Yes.
Yes, you are. Can you be denied bail if you're a threat to the community?
Yes.
Yes. Now, we will talk when we get more into that, in depth of that, about the Safety Act in Illinois, but we haven't really covered that. We haven't covered the U.S. House of Representatives yet. We'll cover that later. Are we good with this slide?
I think so.
Moving on, you can pause if you are subbing right now. Thank you so much in advance. Number 20, who oversees organ donation?
Secretary of State.
So if you're looking for his name, I only need the names on the matching. I will need the job title for the rest of it. What's the term length for the executive branch? Lots of terms on this.
It's 10 years.
4. Again, that will be the one that you need to spend some time on. It's just numbers. Can you be denied an attorney?
No.
Thank you, Mr. Miranda. Do we have state symbols?
Yes.
Yes, and lots of states do. What county we live in? Can a felon hold office?
No.
Nope. Although we haven't done that one yet, my bad. Giving you too many information. How many counties we haven't done? How many capital cities have we had? We'll ask you to name them later. Most missed question on your test. Can you be required to quarter soldiers? No. They can't force you to do it. We'll do 38 and 39 later. 40 is, do you have to declare a party in a primary?
Yes.
Yes, you do. You have to say, I want a Democrat ballot or I want a Republican ballot. 41's accidentally already answered for you, even though it's in Articles 7 through 14 stuff that we'll cover after your quiz. Yes, ma'am? Secretary of State at this point. Any questions on this slide? Can you borrow hers? If I go back to it, may confuse the 6 and 7 hours.
There was no 19.
Oh, it breaks my heart.
These kids a lot.
Sorry. 28. Can a person accused of a crime be denied bail? Yes. How many branches of government do we have? 3. Who has the power to impeach?
The governor, people, the elected, the governor. I said governor. That was called.
She's on the right. The House of Representatives in Congress.
I was there.
So the House of Representatives has the power to impeach. Same in the federal Constitution. How many legislative districts are there in Illinois?
118. Somewhere.
There are 2 divisions in our bicameral legislature, is the fancy high school way of saying it. There are 59 legislative districts. That means we have 59 state senators. There are 118 representative districts. We have 118 General Assembly. Do we have inherent and inalienable rights? Yes. Meaning what?
I can't get rid of them.
You cannot be taken away and you're born with them. Do all counties have a state's attorney? We haven't done that yet, but the answer is yes. What's the requirement for search and seizures of private property? So a warrant or probable cause. Scrolling down this number, the next 2 are on your quiz tomorrow. Number of members on the Illinois Supreme Court?
7.
7. And where is our circuit court? Benton. As Mr. Overturf would say, that's where the criminals go. Do governor and lieutenant governor run as a team?
Yes.
What's the term length for the auditor general we haven't done yet? We'll finish that over Article 7 to 14. We good with this slide? We'll guess it later. Couple more. What's a bill have to do to reach the governor? It has to pass what? Pass both houses of the General Assembly. On the multiple choice question, you'll need to do this tomorrow. What's the highest state court? Supreme. And then? Appellate. Finally? Circuit.
I was kind of right.
Who's the chief fiscal officer of the state?
Comptroller.
Comptroller, yes. What's the district residency requirement of a General Assembly? Before they can be elected, they have to live in that district for 2 years. We haven't done state militia or county officials. I'll have to fix that. What's the requirements of legislative districts? Can they be square? Do they have to be square? They can be square, but they don't have to be. They must be compact, contiguous, and equal in population. Relatively equal in population, not down to the person. Past and present capitals. What was the first state capital? Kaskaskia. Then they moved it to Vandalia, where we go to wrestle now. And finally, today it is Springfield. What's the minimum age to be a General Assemblyman? 21. What's our state tree? What's the term length for associate judges?
6.
Associate judges are appointed for a term of 4 years.
I was closest.
You were so close. If you can remember your POD today, that will get you about 6 questions right tomorrow. Term length for circuit judges?
10, 4, 6.
6, yes. It's either 10, 4, or 6. What's our state song? Illinois. You want me to sing it?
Yeah.
Yes.
It was so good last time.
No, it wasn't.
So good. I think this microphone would really pick up the screechy, scratchy. I know.
Start singing.
You go with this slide. Always welcome to pause before we go on.
We're good.
Term length for Illinois Supreme Court judges?
10 years.
10! We did it!
I was going to say that.
We'll do a state revenue later. Who presides over the Illinois House of Representatives? Speaker of the House. Yes, this is number 8. What's the term length for the Illinois House of Representatives?
3, 4, 6.
2 years. I'm worried about our numbers.
I just want 3 to be
One.
It's
right.
okay. 3 will never be right. So get 3 out of your brain. We'll go over all the numbers in detail. Who's the chief legal officer? The Attorney General. It's our best guess there. What's our slogan? Wolf or land of.
Laugh out loud.
What's our fish?
Bluegill.
Sounds more like a purple gill on the board, but it's really the bluegill. What's the duty of the judicial branch on your quiz tomorrow? Interpret laws. What month is the general election? November of every even-numbered year. Governor has 3 options with a bill. What's his first option if he likes it?
Pass it.
He may sign it. He may veto, I heard somebody say.
That's me.
What's his third option? He does nothing. Allow to be law without signing. He's very neutral. He doesn't have to pick a side on this bill because it may cost him votes or her. They have three options with the bill. Sign it, veto it, allow it to become law without signing. Ladies. Are we good with this slide? We're getting really close to the end. You're doing such a good job. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. We'll have to pause recording. Sorry, we're back. You couldn't tell there was a break there, but it was chaos there for a minute. What's the term length for appellate judges? 10 years. What's the state animal? White. Tail. Deer. What's the state dance? So funny. Insert dad joke. What's the official in charge of driver's license and records? The Secretary of State. What's our bird? What's our flower? What's the required county officials? We don't have to do that. What fraction of each house of the General Assembly is needed to override a governor's veto? 3 over 5. What's our state insect? Monarch.
Butterfly.
I forgot there's this.
The monarch butterfly. Hey, if you know everything on this test, you will be perfectly fine. Thank you for subbing today for me. Study, study, study. There's more? Pausing. We're back again. How many constitutions have been written?
4.
A lot.
3. 2. 1. 5.
We know this?
7.
I said
4
4.
state constitutions. Who's proposed the budget each year? The governor proposed the budget. What's the minimum age to be an executive branch member? It's 5 times 5 is?
25.
Because Article 5, you must be 25 years old. Who's the state's banker? Treasurer. What's the mineral? Make sure you put the T there. What's the district residency requirement for executive branch members? 3 years.
Oh my god, it's finally finished.
And what's 37 say? What's the question?
What is that? What is
Study by the bell. We will add those in tomorrow and finish anything that you've not done. Study for your quiz over the Article 6 notes tomorrow. Have a good rest of the day.